अच्युतं केशवं रामनारायणं कृष्णदामोदरं वासुदेवं हरिं श्रीधरं माधवं गोपिकावल्लभं जानकीनायकं रामचन्द्रं भजे अच्युतं केशवं सत्यभामाधवं माधवं श्रीधरं राधितं इन्दिरामन्दिरं चेतसा सुन्दरं देवकी नन्दनं नन्दजं सन्ददे।
ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। सदाशिवसमारंभां शंकराचार्य मध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्य पर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शंकरं लोकशंकरं शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। गुकारस्वन्धकारो वै ऋकारस्तन्निवर्तकः अन्धकारनिरोधित्वात् गुरुरित्यभिधीयते। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ओम सर्ववेदांत सिद्धांत गोचरं तमगोचरं गोविंदं परमानंदं सद्गुरुं प्रणतोस्म्यहम्। We saw till the 10th verse. Sanyasya sarvakarmani bhava bandha vimuktaye yatyatam panditaihi dhiraihi atmabhyase upastitaihi. सर्वकर्माणि सन्न्यस्य भवबन्ध विमुक्तये। भवः एव बन्धः। The experience of a real world, or as you considering the Advaita experience as real, is called bhava. And the bandha is implicit, inherent in the experience of duality. Because the moment you experience duality, it implies an identification with this body-mind sense complex. This is my body, this is my mind, this is what I am, and this is not what I am. Like, these are my relatives, these are my friends, these are the people at large, these are objects, these are animals. All of them become real. And if all of them are real, then I am caught in an expectation world. Because I see myself as limited. And as a limited entity, I am constantly seeking fulfillment through addition of wealth, security, relationships, happiness. And in the process, I get a guilt and hurt, and that is what is called as samsara. So the bhava itself is bandha. So when there is duality, there is no way to escape the bandha at all. Therefore, vimuktaye, in order for you to get freedom from it, what should you do? Sarva karmani sanyasya. And again we saw in the last session, the sarva karma sannyasa doesn't mean you just give up everything and sit in a place. It means the notion that I am karta, I am the doer, and I am the enjoyer needs to be given up. That is what is called sarva karma sannyasa. There is no other way to giving up. Even if you do, is take up sannyasa ashrama, kashaya vastra and all that. That doesn't, and sit in a place in a room, close your eyes, even then it is not sarva karma sannyasa, because you are still a karta bhokta without the atma jnanam. Then your mind will be continuously running into some or other activity. And there you are doing a manasam karma, mental activity. That is also an activity, because your individuality is still intact. That is not sarva karma sannyasa. So for you to do sarva karma sannyasa, what should you do? Yatyatam panditaihi dhiraihi atmabhyasa upastitaihi. Okay. So may the pandita and dhira, the one who has an erudition and knowledge, wisdom, may they do atmabhyasa. And we already saw atmabhyasa is nothing but shravanam, mananam and nididhyasanam. Now let's get to the next verse. Verse number 11. Chittasya suddhaye karma natu vastupalabdhaye vastu siddhirvicharena na kinchit karma kotibhihi. Karma chittasya suddhaye bhavati. Karma vastu upalabdhaye na bhavati. Vastunaha siddhihi vicharena bhavati. Vastu siddhihi na kinchit karma kotibhihi bhavati. Why do we do karma? Is the question. What is this karma we are talking about? Karma generally means action, activity. But in this context, we are talking about karma yoga. What is the difference? Everybody is doing some or other action all the time. Na kaschit kshanamapi yatu tishtati akarma kriti. Nobody is idle at any point in time, except when you are in deep sleep, or you are in some nirvikalpa samadhi, or if you have fainted, or you are in comatic state. That is a different thing. As a conscious entity, when you are conscious, if you are not a jnani, then all the time you are either doing physical activity, or doing verbal activity, or doing mental activity. When you are doing physical activity, you are also doing mental activity. When you are doing verbal, when you are talking also, your mind is working behind the scene. Then only you can talk. And finally, if you are not talking, if your body is also in a full stillness, still your mind is doing some activity. Therefore, there is no point in time you are without any activity. So you are doing either worldly activity or religious activity, or you are watching cricket, you are watching something. Each one of that is actually a karma. But that karma is not chittasya suddhaye. What is chittasya suddhaye? Purification of chitta, the mind. What is a purification? What is a shuddhi? Shuddhi means removing an impurity. That is what is shuddhi. There should be a ashuddhi which should be removed. That process is called shuddhi. So what is impurity in the mind? The impurity is only raga and dvesha, the likes and dislikes, because they make you a samsari. I like this, I don't like this. And when I come under the spell of likes and dislikes, I am getting caught in the whirlpool of samsara. And that makes me having a sukha taratamya, sometimes happy, sometimes sad, sometimes disturbed, sometimes agitated. All that leads to what is called as samsara. The hetu for it is the likes and dislikes. And the likes and dislikes are because of my sense of limitation. Now, removing this likes and dislikes is what is called chitta shuddhi. Okay, how does this chitta shuddhi happen? It can happen only through karma yoga. Okay, that is why this verse is saying chittasya suddhaye karma. But you will ask this question, karma means what? Doing an activity. When I do an activity, I am doing it for gaining something or losing something, let's say. Okay, I want to lose the dirt in a vessel. So I am washing the vessel. That is like losing it, right? Or you want to earn some money. Okay, so you are going and doing some work. But in this process, likes and dislikes are involved. Because when you are cleaning the vessel, your like is to have a very clean vessel. When you are earning money, your like is to have some richness, or your dislike about your poorness. So likes and dislikes are involved there. Then only you are doing an activity. And when likes and dislikes are involved, then naturally the implication of likes and dislikes is when you are not able to achieve what you want, you either get hurt, or if you achieve it through a wrong means, you gain a guilt. Now the guilt and hurt propagates samsaritvam. So how do I do a karma and gain chitta shuddhi? So better thing is just sit idle, not doing anything. At least you are not pursuing likes and dislikes. Your chitta will become shuddha, no? That can be the question. But the problem there is just by not doing activity, you are still doing same kind of activity in your mind. You can't stop your mind. You can't stop your mind from imagining, oh, I'm getting wealthy. If I get wealthy, this is what I'll do. All that you will do. And mentally you will do an activity. So your likes and dislikes are still continuing. Therefore, the only way to process likes and dislikes is to do the same activity without the expectation of a return based on likes and dislikes. Without, I wouldn't say expectation, with an equilibrium when you gain the result. That's why in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan says, Yogaha karmasu kaushalam siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate. Gain of what is sought or not gaining what is sought, irrespective, if you keep your mind in the same way. How can I do that? It's not possible, no? When I get something, when I like something, I'm doing an action to gain it. If I gain what I like, I will naturally be happy. Yeah, you know how that is why it is called karmasu kaushalam. The trick of the karma yoga is you don't do the action for the benefit of gaining likes and dislikes. You do the action only for the due to the recognition that I am called for to do this activity by Bhagavan, by Ishvara. Why should I do all that? I can just pursue likes and you can. But if you want to be a jnani, we are talking about a jignasu or mumukshu. I have already done an analysis that this world is not going to give me a fulfillment, completeness, and I have become a mumukshu. I want moksha. I am not after gaining this likes and dislikes, results of likes and dislikes, but I want to gain moksha. So if that is the lakshya, then what do? I recognize the Ishvara niyati, that I am here because of Ishvara. My mind has been provided for by Ishvara. My ability to do action has been provided for by Ishvara. The circumstances to do an action has been provided for by Ishvara. My relatives, relationships, my wealth, everything has been provided for. I didn't gain birth by my volition. I was born. When I understood the world, I already knew some people as my mother and father and brother and sister and all that. That's why, because it is what I have been given. This body has been given to me. I didn't create it. This mind has been given to me. My circumstances have been given to me. The way I've been brought up has been given to me. By the time I even recognize my individuality and what I know, there have been already so many people who have worked to shape me into this being. My teachers, my parents, my neighbors, whoever, right? So I am a product of some other set of things which we recognize as Ishvara. And whatever I am called for to act is also given to me. I don't create my environment. I am just part of the big yajna going on, where Bhagavan's yajna is going on and I am part, a spoke in the wheel. Once I recognized, then I do the activity not for fulfilling my likes and dislikes, but because I am called for to do a certain activity in the Ishvara niyati. And once I do it that way, then whatever fruit of action that I gain is nothing to do with the action, but a prasada provided by Ishvara. The Ishvara prasada buddhi is what is called karma yoga. That's why karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phalaheturbuhu ma te sangostu akarmani. Don't be attached to lack of action. Do your action. But you recognize that your control is only on doing an action, because you have some control, you have a free will to decide whether to do a particular action or not and how to do the action. That is all within your realm of control. But the phala of the action is not in you. You can intend to cross the road, but whether you cross the road or you don't even start and you fall down at the start itself, or you get half through way through the road and some friend calls you from this side of the road and you come back, or you get hit by a scooter and then you are taken to some hospital. Anything is possible, because phaleshu anadhikaraha te, you have no control. So you recognize that it is only Ishvara prasada, and you have a prasada buddhi. You just take it as a prasada from Ishvara. I've been given this because of my own karma. Yellabase nija karmopattam vittam tena vinodaya chittam in Bhajagovindam. It is all praptam. That kind of attitude is called karma yoga. Now what does that do? It slowly emancipates your ragadvesha, likes and dislikes slowly fall off, because you are no more driven by your likes and dislikes. So they lose their grip on you. That is called chitta shuddhi. How does it help in this jnanam? When the likes and dislikes lose their hold on you, grip on you, then you are fully available for this jnanam. The total person is available. You are not scattered. That's why chitta shuddhi. You may think, oh, without all this, I can gain control over likes and dislikes. That is not possible, because it all needs a trigger. That's why if you are sitting in the room slowly, you are trying to control your mind. I am meditating this, that. Your wife knocks the door, you open the door, suddenly your old person comes out. You will say, hey, why did you knock the door? All that. Okay. Because you haven't processed your likes and dislikes. So that is so you have to address it in the field of experience. Wherever it comes out, there you go and address it. That is why Dhira. You are brave man, you are facing the reality and trying to address your mind and its problems. That is why karma is needed. Its intent is that natu vastu upalabdhaye, not for gaining the vastu. What is vastu? Vastu means that whatever is the reality. That is vastu. Whatever is the isness. As bhuvi. So the is, what is really there is the vastu. You are looking at this cloth. Is the cloth a vastu? Generally, you think it's one of the vastus. There are many vastus in the world. Cloth is one more vastu. So, for the upalabdhi of the cloth, can you say that is vastu upalabdhi for which karma is not the means? Of course, karma is the mean for the getting this vastu, cloth. You have to go to the shop, pay some money. First, you have to earn the money and then give the money, buy the cloth, and somebody also has to do an activity to make it into a cloth. Grow the cotton, and from that, go to the yarn and fabric, then the cloth comes out. So it is karma, karanam. But that too, we are not talking about this vastu. Why? You look at this vastu, see what is the reality of this vastu. It is no more the cloth. When you analyze the cloth, it becomes the yarn, the fabric, atom, molecule. It just gets reduced to something else. Every karya gets reduced to karana. Okay, the karana itself is a karya of another karana. That is itself karya of another karana. Like that it goes on. Pot is a karya, clay is the karana. Clay is the karya, atoms are karana. Atoms are karya, some energy is the karana. Like that everything becomes karanananyate. And that karana, sarva karanam, satta matram, the isness alone becomes the only thing which cannot be further reduced. And that is chinmatram, satta matram. That is the vastu. And to gain that vastu, this karma is not a means, direct means. Then what is the means? Only jnanam. Vastu siddhihi vicharena. Vichara means is not you sit and do vichara. Oh, let me analyze. What is this world? I will do all the analysis of the world. Now, one by one, I am such an intelligent guy. I will do the analysis and just find out what is the vastu. It is not possible because it is the swarupa of the analyzer. You can only analyze what is not you. The content of the analyzing mind is what is actually the vastu, and that is what all that is here is. That is the vichara which is shastrangata vichara. Shrutimata starko anusandhiyadam. So the Shravana gives you the revelation because Shastra is an independent means by which you should know, and that vichara only gives you vastu siddhi. And again, siddhi means what? Clinching, gaining. Vastu is to be gained. Yeah. But you say vastu is your own swarupa, content of yourself, yes, but still it is gained. Like how? Like the reading glasses. I had my reading glasses and my wife came up with a coffee. I removed the reading glass and kept it on my head. I drank the coffee. Now I have lost the reading glass. I am searching. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Then my wife comes. Oh, you are a Buddhu. All the time you do this. Your reading glass is right on your head. Now, did I get the siddhi of the reading glass? Of course I did. I did the siddhi. Was it a sadhya vastu? Like, was it not already with me, which I had to gain? No, it was right with you. But by ignorance, it was not available to you. When you gain the knowledge of the glass, reading glass, there is a siddhi. That is the vastu siddhi. Okay, that is not gained by karma kotipihi. Lots of activity you do to gain that glass which is in your head. You climb Mount Everest, you go here and there, run everywhere, you take the car, you drive very fast, you can do anything. You still can't get it. Why? Because you don't need to get it. It is already you. All you just need to do is to know that you already have. Otherwise, if your glasses are on your head, even if you take a jet, aeroplane, go to America and try to get your own reading glass, you can get a new reading glass. I'm talking about the same one. It is not possible to get because you already have it. This is like when Mahavishnu came, you are doing a tapas. Mahavishnu came, hey, Bhakta, what do you need? You say, I want a head over my neck or face, whatever, over my neck. Okay. Bhagavan says, I will give you one more face. No, 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 no. I want that only one face. Bhagavan says, okay, I'll replace the existing face. No, 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 no. That same face I need in my neck. Bhagavan will say, how can I give? Because you already have it. Then you say, no, no, you are Bhagavan. You need to give me that. You should be capable of doing anything. How can you not give? Bhagavan says, boss, if you already have, and that's the same thing you want, I can't give you. You just have to be satisfied with what you have. Similarly, Vastu Siddhi means just knowing your Swarupa. Now coming to verse 12. Samyak vicharata siddha rajjutattva vadharana Brantodita mahasarpa bhayadukka vinashini. Samyak vicharataha siddha. When you do a proper and comprehensive vichara, Shravana Manana Nididhyas. Vichara means Shravana Manana Nididhyasana. Again and again you have to understand. Otherwise this will confuse you. Okay, translation they say by adequate reasoning, the conviction of the reality about the rope is gained. Samyak vicharataha siddha rajju tattva avadharana. Then you will, what if you read it like that, the translation, then okay, let me analyze. What is this the Atma, that the Atma? That kind of analysis is not going to give you Atma. Like who am I, won't give, because it is hidden in the one who is trying to know who am I. The only way, how do you see your face? Through a mirror with a commitment on your face. Again, not to study the mirror. This is another problem. Lot of people study Shastra and their focus is, oh, this Shastra says like that. This is the argument it says. It has a very beautiful argument. See, it connects it with the previous, this one. It quotes that Shruti here, this. No, there your mind has gone to what? How well, how good is this Shastra, how it argues. Then that also won't give you the knowledge, because there your commitment is on Veda, Shastra. All your emotional attachments also will come into picture. No, when your commitment is to see your face and not to just analyze the mirror, then only you will really understand your face. Otherwise, the mirror will be in front of you. Instead of looking at your face, you will be looking at, oh, this mirror, the mercury there is little thin, the borders are so good, the size is so big. Your mind will be there. It will never see the face. Therefore, through Shastra, you have to see what it is trying to show, which is your Swarupa. And that needs to be shown to you, because it is an independent means of knowledge. It is not something that you employ, like the ears, nose, and all that you employ. Whereas mirror, you don't employ. Shastra, you don't employ. It just reflects you. And when you are committed in seeing what you are through the Shastra as the means to know, then you gain the knowledge. That is Samyak Vicharataha Siddha. What is Siddha? Rajju Tattva Avadharana. It takes an example actually. The fact that it is a rope is evident when you analyze the snake which is there. See, it is not analysis. Honestly speaking, you should just bring more light. In a not well lit up place only, you will have the confusion. If the rope is clearly visible, nobody takes it as a snake. Only when the ropeness is not clearly visible, there is so much of vagueness, so much of disruption due to the darkness and other things, that you actually see a snake there. Like it is like Ajnana covering your Swarupa. If the Swarupa is, which is your own Swarupa, then why should it be so difficult to see? That's only because there is distraction, the Anyata Bhava, the Dvaita Prapancha Drishti is what is making you not see your Swarupa, like you are seeing a snake in the rope because of a badly lit thing. Okay. Now Dvaitis will argue about this example itself, they'll go on and on. Our idea is this is only an example. There are 10 such examples we can give. Only thing that we are trying to show is if there is no Vastu Jnanam, Swarupa Jnanam, then Anyata Bhava is possible. Because it is only superimposition of your own mind. You are not seeing a snake there. You are presuming a snake, which is there. But there are certain, so then the Dvaitis will argue that there are certain qualities in the rope which makes you see the snake. Because you are not seeing a monkey there. You are seeing only a snake. Why? Because the rope has some similarities to a snake, and you also had a snake knowledge from somewhere else. That is why you are seeing a snake in the rope. All those arguments they'll bring. Okay. Now, is that our intention to prove how the snake is seen in the rope and whether the contours are what is making it? That is not the argument. We are just giving an example to show that lack of knowledge of rope is what is making you see snake. There is actually no snake there. That's all. Likewise, here also, Samyak Vicharataha, when the Shastra lights up your Swarupa, then the Swarupa Siddhi takes place. Brantodita Mahasarpa Bhaya Dukkha Vinashini. Now, what is the benefit? There was no snake. So you haven't really destroyed any real snake. There was only, so you don't get any benefit. Earlier also it was rope. Now also it is rope. Tomorrow also it is going to be the rope. So you haven't really killed any snake. If that is the case, then what is the benefit of this? There is no moksha. What moksha here you have gained? Non-existent snake, you just made it disappear. What's the purpose? That's why here, Mahasarpa Bhaya Dukkha Vinashini. Even though it was not a real snake, but your Bhaya and Dukkha were real. You were so afraid of it. You were so worried of it. Okay, you are saying the rope is lost. There is also a snake which is here, which is going to kill me. All that is Dukkha is real because of a false snake. Okay, that is Brantoditam. The Bhranti also can cause real suffering for you. That suffering removal is actually what you are seeking. Even though it is because of Bhranti. When you are talking a removal of samsarika dukkha, it is only Bhranta dukkha. But for you it is real because you are a samsari. So you need a solution, and that is possible only through the Shastra Drishti, which is Advaita Drishti, Swarupa Drishti. If you don't have that darshanam, if you are only a Dvaita Drashta, the world which is different from you, this and that, I am small, I need to be emancipated, Bhagavan has to protect me. Oh, my Bhagavan, my favorite God will take me to his own place and keep me all the time, cuddling me, just keep me on his lap and all that. That is all an emotional want. And then you are emotionally so attached, clinging to that. In fact, people become fanatically obsessed with such notions and all the time trying to establish that whoever I am seeing as the God, who I am emotionally attached to, that alone is the God. I will somehow establish his supremacy by myself going and fighting the world. I don't understand. If the God is so powerful, why are you needing to fight for his sake? So, anyway, so that is what is said here. Samyak vicharata siddha rajyutatvavadharana Brantodita Maha Sarpa Bhaya Dukha Vinashini. So this is Sloka 12. We'll read the Sloka 13 and stop. Arthasya Nischayo Drishtaha Vicharena Hitoktitaha Na Snanena Na Danena Pranayama Shatena Va Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om